Hello, everybody. Today, I would like to talk to you about Black guerrilla family leader Tavon White. This is another story that I'm revisiting, so let's get right into it. Black guerrilla family leader Tavon White was able to run an illegal operation while serving time in the Baltimore City Detention Center. White and his crew sold drugs, weapons, and other contraband while in the jail. According to the Baltimore Sun, one BGF inmate took a photo holding Grey Goose vodka, shrimp, and champagne, all while sitting in the jail cell. Prosecutors claim White and his gang made up to $16,000 per month, as a $10 bag of marijuana would cost $50 in the jail. But their operation was aided by several guards who allowed the contraband to enter the jail. Four of those guards were females who had sexual relationships with White. He impregnated four officers and had five kids. Let's talk about it. Tavon didn't have an easy life growing up. Right after he was born, his father was sentenced to life for murder, and his mother struggled with drugs. Tavon was mostly raised by his grandmother in a public housing project in West Baltimore. He started getting in trouble in 8th grade when he was expelled from middle school. By the time he was 19, he was convicted of murder and serving 7 years behind bars. Tavon White's nickname was Bulldog, and by the time he was 37 years old, he was the leader of the street and prison gang by the name of BGF. BGF stands for Black Guerrilla Family. This is a gang that was founded back in 1966 by George Jackson. He was a former member of the Black Panther Party. George was shot to death in prison in 1971 while holding a gun during an escape attempt. Tavon was arrested for attempted murder in Baltimore. He was in the city jail for several years fighting that case. As a matter of fact, he went through 2 trials and they both ended up in hung juries. While Tavon was going through both of his trials, he was able to establish and run a very lucrative scheme. He hired several correction officers to smuggle drugs, cell phones, and other contraband into the Metropolitan Transition Center. He was making $20,000 a month. It was clear who was running that jail, y'all. He hired 25 correction officers, including 13 women. It is said that the BGF members were dining on salmon and shrimp, washed it all down with Grey Goose, while they directed drug deals arranged on rivals and extorted other inmates. Out of the 13 women that were involved with the scheme, 4 of them got pregnant. Yes, the guards. And one of them got pregnant twice and bore 2 of Tavon's children. 2 of the women went as far as to have his name tattooed on their bodies. Apparently, Tavon was taking care of these women. He was buying them expensive cars and buying them jewelry, all while sitting behind bars. This is outrageous. He hired 13 female officers, 7 inmates, and 5 alleged co-conspirators to smuggle in cell phones, marijuana, prescription pills, and cigarettes. He made thousands of dollars. Baltimore does not require the officers to remove footwear when going through the screening process as they start their shifts. The 4 correction officers that got pregnant are named as Jennifer Owens, Katera Stevenson, Shania Brooks, and Tiffany Linder. He must not have been feeling Tiffany because Tavon bought Jennifer, Shania, and Katera a diamond ring and a luxury car. Jennifer definitely felt she was in love, though. She had two of Tavon's children while she worked at the jail, and she also tattooed his name on her neck. Now, she started working for the jail back in 2007. She was also noted as being one of the oldest one charged out of all of the co-conspirators, being 31 years old. Jennifer was caught on a recording screaming at Tavon saying, "You locked up. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant a fucking again." In 2009, she made a plea deal and pled guilty to racketeering and received 1 year and 1 day in prison. Katera Stevenson was another guard that got pregnant by Tavon while she was working for the jail. She was 24 years old when she started working there. This was back in 2008. Tavon started giving her money, and he also allowed her to drive his Benz, child. Yeah, she was rolling in his Mercedes Benz. She felt special. Katera ended up pleading guilty as well to racketeering and was sentenced to 2 years in prison, followed by 3 years supervised release. Next up, China Brooks. Now, she was 27 at the time, and she was another officer that got a chance to drive the infamous Mercedes Benz. After that, she figured out that if she had sex with Tavon, she could earn money. So that's what she did. One day, she was arguing with another officer who also happened to be pregnant with Tavon's baby. This is crazy. Her name is Tiffany. Lord. Tiffany said to Shayna, "Did he tell you we was having a son?" "Girl." "Do you know about our baby?" "Girl." Shania replied, "I don't care about that baby. That is y'all child, not mine. And we have nothing to do with that. So what?" Child, Shania was having a hard time with everybody. She had to file assault charges on Katera Stevenson. Now, Tiffany Linder, the same guard Chanel was arguing with, is 27 years old. She was accused of telling Tavon about the shakedowns before they would happen. And she had that info because she was sleeping with different guards also at the jail in the same time. She was also smuggling drugs inside of the jail. Tiffany decided to plead guilty while she stood in trial 8 months pregnant, carrying Tavon's child. Both she and Shania received up to 24 months in jail. Another guard by the name of Kimberly Dennis, 26, was named in the indictment for having sex in a closet with different BGF members for $150 apiece. $150 apiece. She was banging the BGF members in the jail. She had a friend named Jasmine Jones watch out for her while she was in the closet. They both received 24-month sentences. A U.S. District Judge Ellen L. Hollander sentenced Tavon White, a.k.a. Bulldog, and Tay, age 37, of Baltimore, today to 12 years in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release for racketeering conspiracy arising from his running of operations of the Black Guerrilla family. And he did this inside of the Baltimore City Detention Center. In connection with the federal guilty plea, White also pled guilty to state charge of attempted murder, for which he received a sentence of 20 years in prison, served concurrent to his federal sentence. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time on my next story.